It's not even started properly yet. The only place to be is inside, in the cold, and it is cold. But I'll soon get warmed up, making sure that head is nice and flat and straight and ready just to put a new head gasket in. Some say, whilst you're doing a head gasket, just to have it skimmed, just to be on the safe side. But that goes completely against my logic. And my logic is, if it doesn't need skimming, why skim it? If you can see quite clearly for yourself that it's not warped, all nicely cleaned up with a metal ruler on there, and then a light behind it, and see if you can see anything. Also, the fact that you can only skim these heads a few times before you can't skim them any longer, and then of course they're useless. Some of my mechanic friends say just get it skimmed, and some others say don't bother. And I'm going with the don't bother, not because I'm lazy or because it costs money, but because of exactly what I've just said. So there is Rhiannon's engine block there, and then over there is the head, and the lighting's not particularly good in here. It's okay out there, but in here it's not. That's down to broken lights inside. I've just got one over there at the moment. Now I'm looking for something, but you see loads of light, loads and loads of light to see exactly what I'm doing, provided I've got a head torch on. Then I can see what I'm doing. The battery won't last forever in this though. It's not going to get any less wet, I don't think. I'm quite pleased with that, so that I think will do. Will it do? Will it do? Yeah. I'm feeling a bit beaten by this weather now, because I go out for just 1 second and I'm drenched, and it's taking the piss. I can't blame the miserable weather for my lack of progress today, but I can't make any more progress because I haven't got the head gasket or the bolts to put it back together, and I'm unable to attain one of these today. Hello, it is 9:45 on this beautifully drizzly Wednesday. I'm hoping today to be cracking on with that head gasket job on Rhiannon, but time is not particularly on my side and the parts haven't arrived just yet. Anyway, as soon as this head gasket kit does arrive, I can start to put it all back together because it's all ready. I've spent a long time on this. And look what's arrived just now. Would you like to guess what it is? You probably can guess what it is due to the context of this very video. And if you can't, then you won't be doing a very good job of understanding what's going on in this video. Like I'm not doing a very good job of getting into the box currently. New head bolts, a business card and a note, and some packing, and of course some sweets, and the all-important head gasket itself. So that little business card there can stick in my fridge right next to Andrew Lloyd Webber Grossman's sticker as well. Well, it's time for a nice big shout out and thank you for those parts from Discount MG Rover Spares for sending me them so quickly and so efficiently. I very much appreciate this, and I'm sure I'll be needing some more parts very soon. In fact, I will. Yes. I've just had to delete a 10-minute film because I did a little shot of me putting the bolts into the head there, just dropping them in and finger tight, doing them up, and I forgot to switch it off, so 10 minutes went by before I realised. Anyway, so the actual progress is this. All of the bolts are in there now, and I've just done them up to 20 Newton meters, and in a minute I'll just go around and do all that again. Shouldn't take too long to put the rest of that back together, and then a few various bits to put back on. Well, how long could that be? Hours work? 2 hours work? Probably an hour.
Nice day for it, innit?
Hello, happy Thursday, or Wednesday, or it's Thursday. Happy Thursday. And I am continuing the job of the head gasket on Rhiannon. Now you might think, how come you've not finished that yet? You've been doing it for a week. Well, I have, yeah. I've been doing that and lots of other things as well. Yesterday I only really got a chance to actually put the head back on, and that was it before somebody arrived. And today I don't have any other distractions than that, so I shall finish the job today. As you can see, that is on, and I've just put that there just to cover that up, because actually I need to do something else in here first. I need to put these wheels back on, put the cover back on, and time it up so that's correct before sticking that on the rocker cover. Talking to people, answering the phone, having cups of tea, talking to more people. All of these things add up to time which could have been used finishing this job off. Now I promised myself I will finish this job off today, but it could be one of those things where, well, how come you've not finished it already? It should be an hour's worth of work now. So if the next shot you see is of this lot together and running, then it's because I haven't wasted any time. But what I have to do next, cam belt back on, engine mounts, all of the plugs, etc. The radiator needs to go back in. Oh, and of course I need to find a fan as well, inlet manifold, and a battery, and a few other bits here and there. I've got my box full of bits to go back on, and I should not take any longer than an hour and a half. One job I'm particularly looking forward to is refitting the cam belt. I'm looking forward to it so much I'm going to attempt to do it to start with one hand, and then I'm going to give up trying to do that because it's hard enough doing it with two. There we go, that's where the tensioner should be. As I put this down here like this. There, and that's all sound in the correct place. So the belt is on, perfectly timed and tensioned. Even so, I should still turn the engine over manually to make absolute certain I haven't inadvertently cocked something else up at the bottom end. In with the head gasket and the bolts, there were a couple of sweets from Scott, and I've eaten them. Presumably the idea is that you have a couple of sweets whilst you're putting your head gasket back together, but 2 sweets don't last that long really. Rocker cover on, all tightened up, and now the exhaust manifold as well. All going quite well. Yeah, quite well. No hiccups so far. I wonder how long it would take the A-Team to do a head gasket on a K-Series. Did you ever watch the A-Team as a child? Or maybe even as an adult? The A-Team doing a K-Series head gasket. You can imagine Face, the man who orders all the parts, V.A. Baracus, the man who gets annoyed with the inlet manifold because it won't come off and his chubby fingers can't get in the gaps. Yeah, and then there's the other one, you know, the man with the cigar, and somehow he manages to find a way that welding is necessary while doing a K-series head gasket. And then of course there's Howling Mad Murdoch, who flips his lid at Faceman for ordering a multi-layer gasket instead of an elastomast. Yeah, that's the idea. K-series as done by the A-team. And I'd elaborate much further if it wasn't for the fact that I'm supposed to be actually doing this job rather than talking about the A-team doing it. Time for the exhaust manifold bolts. It's time to put the engine mount on. Yes, indeed it is. Yes, that's... Oh, hang on, I should put that cover on first, shouldn't I? There really isn't very much to do now. Just the alternator and the engine mounts, and the coolant and the battery and a couple of other bits. Oh, and this, the electric cooling fan. That wasn't working at all. And I've just tested it with a battery and some jump leads and some screwdrivers, and it doesn't work, definitely. Well, the time has come to say, will it start? Because although I haven't got the radiator in because I can't find a cooling fan that's the correct one, I can still start it. Everything else is fine. Everything else, I think, is plugged in. Battery connected. Everything plugged in down here, I think. Everything plugged in over there. Not enough battery power. Try again. Come on. Well, there's clearly something somewhere that I've neglected to plug back in, but I don't know what it is. That's right, so it's the end of this video called Rhiannon has a head gasket, will it start? I've just decided on that title because it's one of those really crummy titles where you know it's going to work out in the end, but the twist is that it didn't. So that means it's not the end of this saga, but it is the end of this video. Almost. Whilst I decide what it is I could possibly have done wrong. Because I have plugged in absolutely everything that I had plugged in before. It's not a compression issue, because you can hear it going cha 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 cha. It is an electrical thing. I know that because I did actually spray a bit of brake cleaner into the inlet manifold just then, and nothing happened. The only thing I haven't plugged back in was the plug for the electric fan. I can't see that's going to make any difference. Maybe it will. Regardless, I haven't got time today now. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please like this video, even if you don't.